Hey guys, you checking in. I've been gone for about 2 weeks. Tired, still kind of jet lagged. Just woke up. I need to make some videos. Happy New Year's Eve to everybody. What else? I also want to bring anime back to my channel, which is the purpose of this video. And I also want to do a few anime discussions, like supporting the industry. So I will be having a couple of videos up throughout the day. So I hope you guys are looking forward to it. Some gaming industry, some anime industry, some of my 24-hour travels, I guess a little bit of the vacation, more specifically the travel time. Probably Street Fighter. I mean, you guys already know how this channel works if you've been here long enough. So let's get into it. Also, I'm trying a new format for my reviews, and I decided, hey, what's a better time than One Punch Man? So let's go into this. So one more side thing. So remember that I came off watching Psycho Pass, which is a very structured anime with a ton of development, and it makes you question what's right and wrong, even though you have like a supreme ruler dictating what is right and wrong. The character development, the entire story of the show was something so fresh, and it did the future element so well. Also, I treated myself to an early Christmas present, even though it's like the 31st now, so Christmas was almost a week ago. I just went ahead and bought myself the Cowboy Bebop complete Blu-ray series, and you never hear anything bad about Cowboy Bebop, but I'm done. So like I said, came off watching Psycho Pass, a very serious show, so getting into the mindset of a show like Psycho Pass and then going into a show like One Punch Man. Nevertheless, it was kind of difficult in like the first two episodes because I was expecting something a little more serious, but then as time went on, my attitude kind of changed more and more towards the show. So, kind of a few back notes. The show started off in 2009 as a webcomic, sold several million copies. Obviously, Shonen was like, "Oh my god, that's money, so let's pick it up." And now we're at this 2015 anime adaptation. So obviously the show is a parody of everything Shonen, from the villains to Saitama always showing up last, to powers. It's like how he has no transformations or no BS transformations, or has the final villain has like a bunch of transformations, and how this power, I needed to wear this to hold me back, but I'm good now. So I can't believe I'm doing a review on this. So the story, it's an episodic series, really. It's of Saitama and Genos, however you say that man's name. Pretty much Saitama just gets a bunch of obscene power from doing just basic exercise, like running like 10 kilometers a day, like 100 squats, 100 push-ups, and how he's just kind of, he's really funny. And especially that moth scene where he's just swatting. I would have clips from the anime, but I don't want to risk copyright and having all my channel go down and stuff like that, because I kind of enjoyed where I built it up to. Still trying to build it more, but like I said, different video for another day. So yeah, Saitama and Genos' adventure protecting City Z in Japan. Episodic, everybody appears, tries to fight, realizes they're all useless, and then as a regular shonen, Saitama appears and usually just strikes him down with one punch, as the show entitles. The animation is by Madhouse. If you guys don't know who Madhouse is, they make phenomenal animation. I recommend go checking out more of their stuff. You can just go ahead and Google Madhouse. I mean, it's not the hardest thing to do in the world. But then again, in your defense, I probably should have searched that up before I made this commentary. But then again, this is like a beta of the way I want to do my reviews. And obviously, if the story had more to discuss, then I probably would have a quote-unquote spoiler warning. But it's like, I feel like because this isn't like the most story intense thing, it doesn't really entail such a in-depth review. So yeah, obviously animation, Madhouse, good for the most part. I had to cut some costs during some battles, but it's okay. I mean, what can you do at the end of the day? Music, the hero opening. So I'm not much of a rock guy. I'm more of like a jazz, R&B, like meaningful hip hop. Like I'm talking about like Vic Mensa, Chance, Kendrick, J. Cole, like old Wale, like old Rocky Fresh. Like I'm talking about those guys. Obviously, there's more people to listen to, but that's a pretty good grand scheme of things for my music type. So when I heard this heavy metal theme, I mean, it's really just anime. Like, it's meant to get you hyped up for the next episode, and I think it does a very good job doing that. And a couple of other themes that I wanted to notice were the Genos theme, the like the electronic theme, which I also really liked, and Moomin Riders or Metamin Rider, I don't know how to say his name, and his sad theme. Another thing I wanted to bring up was the kind of, I don't know if I wanted to talk about the pacing, but you know what, fuck yeah, let's talk about the pacing. I always talk about pacing and stuff, because pacing is something that a lot of directors, movies, and animes just tend to fuck up. So 12 episodes, really good pacing, but the problem with the pacing is sometimes it can speed over like serious emotional events, which kind of, I think, it entails upon the comedic aspects of the show, like when Moomin Rider stood up to the Deep Sea King. I think that's the episode like 6 or 7. And he was just like, yeah, I know I'm weak, and I know I can't do much, but god fucking damn it, I'm gonna try my hardest. And he just gets swatted like a bug. So I thought that was pretty funny. It didn't really have enough time to really have the feel settle in, because, you know, it's like a 12 episode show. Then again, you can do it, but when you have the pacing, when you have the comedic feeling or the comedic value that this show has, it's just kind of like, okay, you just gotta accept it. So another thing, when we were on the topic of character development, is Saitama's character development. He's really interesting, because in the beginning he wanted to be a hero for fun. Mid-story, he recruited his disciple Genos and wanted to be a real hero who wants to be known. And then towards the end, and I had to write this down because it doesn't make any sense, but it makes sense when you say it out loud, he paints himself out as a fake who doesn't take any credit, but gives credit to everybody but himself, even though he does everything. Yeah, just let that settle in for a second. Now, some of the problems I had was, obviously, like I said at the beginning, closure with Genos and the cyborg. Obviously, the manga is still going on, so I don't know how the manga closes. I'm assuming that based off the stupid success of the show, we will see a second season, like, without a doubt. We will see a second season. Also, there's a ton of false suspense now. I don't know if you're supposed to, you know, perceive it as a false suspense, only because, you know, the show is called One Punch Man. He never loses. He barely gets hurt. If he gets hurt, he's like, oh my god, my cape, let me just, you know, as I'm just like here, like, clean off my clothes, and then he's just fine. It's it's so stupid. But, you know, it's also it's a very entertaining show, and I guess that builds upon the hype of the show, even though the hype is literally up until One Punch and then it's over. So yeah, false suspense if you want to perceive it that way. Yeah, just, I guess, false suspense if you want to look at it that way. And if you enjoyed a show like this, I heavily recommend the best show that I think, it's not a parody of anything, but I think it's just stupid funny, and it kind of is in the same theme of this show as Angel Beats. Now, where I watch this show, because I want to support the industry, I direct you guys to Hulu, and I'll have the show link in the description. Hulu Neon Valley show's obviously been licensed by Viz Media, so expect season 1 to however many seasons, however long really the manga goes, to get a Blu-ray release of the series. Be sure to check out my anime list, which I recently just started, and I'll have all these new links in the description, so don't worry about that. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. I fixed the Twitter link finally, and anime is back on my channel. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Tell me what you thought about it. Tell me if you want it to be a little more in depth, like me picking out episodes piece by piece, or kind of taking out the main themes. But I'm kind of trying to do something new, make things shorter, of course, because this is the pilot. It might be a little longer, because I wanted to actually explain my new way of reviewing, like going over like what I watched before and kind of making that adaptation to the next episode, and then going on and not perceiving things too seriously. But then again, this could have been a very special case, because going from a show like Psycho-Pass, which expect a review because I fucking love that show, Psycho-Pass, and then going into One Punch Man, it's kind of rough at first. Anyway, so much you guys think about this. Sorry for having this video drag on for so long. I just want to get everything I wanted to say out of the blue, and yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more anime discussions, and that's about it. You should check it out. Have a good one, guys.